Hello everyone, I am Harshit Reddy CN from the Department of Basic Science and my section is BMW and I am here to speak a topic of scientific foundations of health. And the topic which I am going to discuss is addictions. Types of addictions. There are so many types of addictions such as drugs, alcohol, smoking, nicotine. There are also behavioral addictions like gaming and gambling. And there are also food related addictions such as eating fast foods which are unhealthy. All these types of addictions are affecting one's well being. Influencing factors of addictions. Genetics. Genetic predisposition can make certain individuals more susceptible to addictions. If one's parents or the people who live in his house are addicted to drugs, alcohols, or cigarettes, even he will easily get addicted. Environment. If the friends who he is surrounded with are addicted, or if they encourage him to do all these kind of things like drugs, alcohols, or cigarettes, even he will get addicted. Stress and trauma. If the person is having any kind of stress, he will choose to do any of these because it gives him pleasure. So even stress and trauma are the influencing factors of addictions. Peer influence. When any of his friends or family members encourage him in these kind of activities, he will easily get addicted. Availability and accessibility. When these drugs, cigarettes, and alcohols are available near your house, you can get them easily. You will get a feeling to buy them and try them once. This happens when you have availability and accessibility to these drugs, alcohols, and cigarettes. Early exposure. When you try these alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs in your early age, and after some ages, you get addicted to it, and it's early exposure. And the next topic is how addiction develops. Experimentation. You have seen these drugs, alcohols, and cigarettes in TVs, internet, newspaper, etc. And now you will be curious to try those ones, and that's how you get addicted. Regular use. Because of some experiment or because of your friend's influence, you try it once. And if you feel good, you try it again and again. And then it becomes a habit and you get addicted. Physical and physiological dependence. You always feel like to take that substance for your body to function normally. If you don't consume that, you feel uncomfortable, you start to sweat, and many other things. And it's physical and physiological dependence. Loss of control. It is almost same as the previous point. Without drugs, you will not be able to work properly. You speak without your consciousness and you will not be aware of what you're doing. Lack of characters in addictive people. Genetics and environment. If one has grown up in a good family who doesn't do drugs, even he won't feel like to get addicted to that. And also when he will be with a group of friends who doesn't do all these things, even he won't get distracted. Mental health. You have to maintain your mental health. For that, you have to do yoga and meditation daily so that you can maintain your health. Self control. You should always control your brain and you should be knowing what to do and what not to do. Social support. You have to surround yourself with a supportive friends and family who encourage your well being. Motivation and goals. You always have to be motivated and you should be knowing where you're heading to. You should chase your goal. When you know what your goal is, your aim will only be to reach that goal so that you won't get distracted. Effects of addiction. These are all the problems you're going to face after you get addicted. Physical and mental health. Your body easily gets strained and you'll not be able to work or concentrate on your studies. You'll always feel lazy and you'll not be active. Relationships. As you're addicted to these drugs, you always feel like to be alone and you gradually lose the communication with your loved ones and the relationship gets spoiled. Work and education. As I said, you always feel lazy and you lose interest in studies. Your education gets stopped and you won't be able to work properly. Financial strain. When you're addicted to these drugs and alcohols, you have to spend more money to buy them. And even when you're gambling, if you start losing, you will become financially unstable. Isolation. When you're addicted to gaming, you'll always be in your room playing games and you won't be able to talk with anyone and you will be isolated in a room and it's isolation. Neglect of responsibilities. When you start consuming these drugs and alcohol, you lose interest in work and studies and you can't take any responsibilities and also you can't maintain the responsibility which were given to you. Physical harm. Due to the consumption of these drugs and alcohol, you might get a thought of suicide or to harm someone or feel like to fight with someone.
Withdrawal symptoms.
After you get addicted to these things, you can't stop it suddenly. Even if you try to, you can't do your daily work properly. You start to feel dizzy and you start to feel uncomfortable. And the last topic is recognizing and avoiding of addictions. Awareness. Everyone knows what are all the bad habits and good habits, but you should be aware of what you're doing. And the next point is set limits. You should always set your boundaries. You should be knowing what to do and what not to do. Diverse activities. You should start to build some new hobbies so that you get involved in those activities and avoid these types of distractions. Healthy coping. Everyone will feel depressed or get stressed, but you have to train your mind to overcome this in a good way. You have to do yoga or meditation or do something which make you relief rather than consuming these drugs and alcohol. Support network. You should share all your problems with any of your friends. Even if you are addicted to this, if you have a supportive friends or family, they will make you to come out of this. Professional help. If in case you are addicted to this, you should seek help from the professionals and try to come out of this. Thank you so much for watching.